Good morning, everybody. I'm teacher Ines Shahata. Welcome again to our first business lesson. Today we will start in chapter 1 from Hodder Book. Actually, your business subject is divided into many topics or many sections, and each section going to talk about specific topic, and they are not accumulated to each other. So you can study each section separately. It will not affect the understanding of the other section. So we will start by the first section, which is considered as introduction for business. So the first chapter is called business activity. Okay. In studying business, we will start by a very small information, and most of you actually knew it before in social, which is the difference between wants and needs. I want to know what's the difference between wants and needs. Actually, needs is goods or service that I would like to have, and which is very essential for my life. I couldn't live without these needs. Like what? For example, water, food, clothing. Can you live without these needs? Of course, I couldn't. So, needs is goods or service essential for my living. Now, let's talk about want. What's want? Want is something that you would like to have, but it's not essential for living. I can live without this want. Like what? Like mobile, like laptop, like PlayStation, like television. Things that, yes, I would like to have it, but it's not essential that much like need. Okay, now we can say that our want is unlimited. I have a lot of wants. This year, I may want laptop. Other year or next year, I may want to change my mobile. The year after, I want to change my car. So my needs are unlimited, which gives me economic problem. Why I may have economic problem? Because I have limited resources. If you ask your father to bring for you many things, he may say, what? No, I don't have all this money. I have limited amount of money, so I couldn't afford all these wants for you. So this is the case for any government. Our population may want a lot of products, but actually they couldn't produce all these products. Why? Because they have limited resources, limited money, limited place to make factories, limited laborers or workers, which gives me a problem which called scarcity. So now I'm going to face something called scarcity. So what's scarcity? Scarcity is the lack of sufficient product to fulfill the total wants of the population. I will not be able to produce all the products that my population may want. Okay, so I can make it as an equation: scarcity equal unlimited wants plus limited resources. Okay, so now the government or any businessman who wants to make his own business, he has to know that he has something called factors of production. What are these factors of production? These are the things that may be needed in order to produce the goods or service that he wants to make. Like what these factors of production? First, I have land. Actually, land, it's not the normal meaning that you may know from land, the land that we are standing on it. No. Land here, it means all natural resources that I may get from these lands, like oil, petrol, gas, metal, any natural resources I can get from this land. So it's called land. I put it under the title land, but actually what I mean from land, natural resources extracted from earth. Second thing, labor. What's labor? Labor are the workers, people who are going to produce the product, people that are need to work in the business. The third thing is called capital. What's capital? Actually, capital means money provided in the business. So capital is the money that I have to invest in my business in order to buy the machines or the equipment that I may need. So capital, the finance, machinery, and equipment needed for manufacture goods. And the last one, and the most important one, which is what? Which is enterprise. What's enterprise? Enterprise is the one who's going to collect all these natural resources or these factors of production together. Now, if you have land, labor, and capital, and you don't have someone who will determine how he gonna to make the product, what's the process needed, which labor will do what. So I need someone which is the owner or the manager of the business that who will combine all these factors of production together, okay? Or bring all these factors of production together. And sometimes I will call him risk taker. Why risk taker? Because he's going to bear the risk that he could make the product in a good way or not. Okay? Now, after knowing our factors of production, and we said that government have limited resources while they have unlimited wants, so they have to decide, according to the factors of production available to them, which product they're going to produce. Now, if they have many products that their population may want, so they will choose some products, and the others, of course, they couldn't make all of them. So they will choose some products and the others they will not make. So in this case, I have something called opportunity cost. I will give you a simpler example. Suppose you have a specific amount of money and you need to buy laptop and mobile, okay? So your father tell you, no, he will not buy both of them. You have to choose only one. You have only, for example, 1,000 riyal or $1,000. So you have to buy only with this $1,000. So if you choose the laptop, this means that you will not buy what? You will not buy the mobile. Now this mobile called opportunity cost. So opportunity cost is the product or the option that you will not choose, or you will give up. Okay? So what's opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is the next best alternative. Now I have two alternatives, laptop and mobile. I choose the best one for me, which is laptop. So what's the next best? Is the laptop, okay? So is the next best alternative given up, which means didn't choose it, by choosing another item. Example, you have limited amount of money and you want to choose between buying a car or go holiday. If you choose a car, then the holiday will be your opportunity cost. Okay. Now let's apply this for government. The government want to make a road or they want to build a hospital. So if you choose that they will make the hospital, so what's the opportunity cost? Making the road is their opportunity cost, which is the thing that they will not make. Now, they decide what they're going to produce and they know what's the factors of production that they need. Now, they want to use these factors of production in the best way. They want to use their resources or their limited resources in the best way. How they will make use of these resources in a best way? They have to apply a concept which called specialization. What specialization? Specialization to concentrate on what you are best at. For example, what subject I'm going to teach? The subject that I'm best at, which is business and accounting. I will not teach physics, for example. So I'm going to choose the one that I'm best at in it. Okay. Now, if you apply this on business, how we will apply this on business? We will apply specialization on business on our labor. We're going to divide our labor into groups, and each group we're going to do the thing that he is best at it, which called division of labor. Okay. So division of labor, it's application of what? Application of specialization. So what's meant by division of labor is when the production process is split up into different tasks. I have production process and I'm going to divide this production process into small tasks. And I will give each worker a specific task. Which task? The task that he is best in or at it. For example, I want to make tables, okay? So in order to make tables, I'm going to divide this production process into tasks. First task is cutting wood, okay? Second task is assemble this wood together to make the table. Third task to paint this table in many colors. Fourth task is to deliver the table to my customers. So I'm going to choose the best labor in each task. For example, in cutting wood, I will choose the strongest labor. In assemble table, I will use the one who has experience or is qualified in assembling wood together. Painting, I will choose the one which is accurate in painting. Delivering, I will choose the one who could drive very well. Okay? That. Is it good or bad to use division of labor? Anything in the world has two sides, good side and bad side, or advantages and disadvantages. So what's the advantage of using division of labor? First, workers are trained on one task. So your worker will be trained on just one task. Okay, so what's the advantage of this? So they will be specialized in this task. So again, what's the advantage of this? The advantage is that this increase efficiency and output. This increase efficiency and output. So if you said only workers are trained in one task and specialized in it and stop, it's not a complete answer. Why? Because you didn't say what's the advantage for me as a business, what I will gain. You have to say that this increase efficiency and output. Another thing, that the worker that we're going to do one task, he will sit in one place. He will sit in one department. He will sit in one workbench. They will not move in the factory, which will not waste our time. So less time will be wasted moving from one workbench to another. The third one, when you're going to train them on this task, it will take time or not. Suppose I'm going to explain for you business. How much time it will take to explain business? It may take, for example, an hour. If I'm going to explain business, math, and physics, how many hours is needed? Maybe 3 hours. So if I'm going to train you on one task only, so this will be quick and cheap at the same time. So quicker and cheaper to train workers as few skills needed to be taught. Okay? But what's the disadvantage? Now, so imagine yourself as a worker who's going to work in only one task each day. Each day you will cut wood. Each day you will cut wood. Each day you will cut wood. Of course, you will get bored. So when you get bored, what will happen? If you said workers will get bored and you will stop, it's not a complete answer. What's the effect of getting bored? Efficiency might fall. They will work with carelessness, which might decrease efficiency. But what's meant by efficiency? You said increase efficiency, decrease efficiency. I want to know exactly what's efficiency. Efficiency means good quality product with less cost. So I'm going to produce good quality and I will not waste my resources. I use my resources in the best way. So less cost will be wasted. Another disadvantage of using division of labor, that suppose I have only one worker in each department. Okay, so if this worker will be absent, what will happen? If the one who's cutting wood is absent, what will happen? All the production process might stop. No production today. Why? Because I don't have wood. Why? Because the worker is absent. So you have to try to provide more than one in each department. Okay, so if one worker is absent and no one else can do the job, production might stop. Now let's take case study applying on division of labor. Using another product, for example, bread or clay pots, explain with simple illustration how division of labor or specialization could be used to make the product. I want you to choose one between both of them and apply division of labor. Let's take bread. Now, when I'm going to take bread, I want to divide making bread in tasks. So first, someone gonna to add ingredients together, butter, flour, and yeast. All this, okay, you're gonna to add it together. And another one, we're gonna to mix the dough, making the dough. And another one, we're gonna to put it in oven and watch the baking process. And the last one, we're gonna to take the cakes or the bread from oven and put it in the shop. So bread making, this is the one that I choose. The process is, or the tasks, adding ingredients, mixing dough, putting in oven and supervising baking, taking out of oven and putting in shop. Now, explain the possible advantage, disadvantage of using division of labor or specialization of labor to the business you choose. So, as we said here, workers are trained in one task, so efficiency will increase. Less time is wasted from moving from one workbench to another, quicker and cheaper to train workers. This is advantage. Disadvantage, worker can become bored, which leads to efficiency might fall. If one worker is absent and no one else can take his place or can do the job, production might stop. Okay. And in solving the case, you have to apply your answer on the case itself. Yani, you may say, workers may get bored here, for example, of mixing dough every day. If the one who's mixing the dough will be absent, so the production might stop. Now I applied on the case. Workers are trained on mixing dough, so efficiency might increase. Workers will sit in just one place, like in front of oven, for example, so less time will be wasted on. Okay, so you have to apply your answer on the case. Now, from what we have studied, can you tell me what's meant by business? The business is the one who's gonna to make the product. How he will make the product? He will combine all factors of production together. So business combine factors of production to make products. Product which is are what, goods or service. Can you طبعا tell me what the difference between goods and service? Goods is the tangible product that you may buy. Service is the service that you may get, like for example, education. Now, what are you gonna to take from me? Are you gonna to take goods? You're gonna to take something with you, or just provide service for you to explain something? So this is service, which satisfy people's wants. So what the business gonna to make? You're gonna to make goods or service to satisfy people's wants. How they gonna to make this? By combined factors of production together. What's the importance of business? Do you think business is important? Of course it's important. Why? First, as we said, combine factors of production together. So without business, can you combine factors of production together? No. Second thing, you're gonna do what? To produce goods and services to satisfy people's want. Can people's want will be satisfied without businesses? No. So produce goods and services which needed to satisfy the needs and wants of the population. Third thing, and the most important thing, it will employ people. Without business, people will not work. People will not earn money. So they couldn't buy what they want. So employ people as workers and pay them wages to allow them to consume goods and consume products made by other people. Now we have another thing which is called added value. What's added value? Now look at this diagram. The blue thing, this is the selling price of the product. For example, I have bread, for example, and the price of this bread is by $1. Okay, and the red one is the cost of material, the material that you may want to make the bread. And the yellow one, it's added value. Okay, so the yellow one is the added value, which is the difference between price and cost of material. Cost of material only, not all costs, only cost of material. So can I say that this yellow one is my profit, is the money that I will gain from the business? Of course not. Why not? Because here I said that the red one is what? Is the cost of material only. Where is the other cost? Where is electricity, for example? Where is wages? Where is marketing? All these costs gonna to be paid from where? From this yellow part. And if I paid all other costs, so the rest will be my profit. Okay? So I can say that added value, which is the yellow one, the difference between product selling price and cost of bought-in material. So what's meant by added value is the difference between the selling price of a product and the cost of bought-in materials and components. Okay? Example, the selling price of a house is $100,000. This is the selling price. The value of bought-in materials, bricks, cement is $15,000. So what's added value? 100,000 minus 15,000 gives you what? $85,000. So it's not the profit because you have to pay other wages and other expenses. Okay, so why added value is important? Why I need this yellow part? For two reasons. To pay other costs like wages, for example, rent, electricity, and at the same time to make profit. So why added value is important? To pay other costs such as labor cost, management expenses, cost of advertising, all other costs, and to be able to make profit if these other costs come to a total that is less than added value. But suppose that all other costs, just I covered all the other costs from added value. So can I make profit right now? No, your profit will be zero. Now, how can I increase added value? Look at this diagram. How can I increase this yellow part? So I can do something here or I can do something here. What I will do here, if I want to increase this part, so I have to increase this part. So I can increase selling price and keep this the same. Or I may keep this the same and I will do something here in this red one, which is decrease cost of material. So again, how can I increase added value? By increase selling price and keep cost of material the same, or decrease selling price, decrease cost of material and keep selling price the same. How I will do this? I can increase selling price how? You can increase selling price by giving good image for your product to the customer, so they will be able to pay more. For example, to package the product in a luxurious packaging, so they may pay more because they have an image that the product is good quality product. So here, first, what I will do, how could I increase added value? Increase selling price, but keep the cost of material the same. Example, by creating high quality image for the product. Example, a jewelry shop could decorate the shop to look luxurious and use high quality packaging. So just the decoration of the place, the packaging that you may make, you can increase the price for it because it gives you a good image that you are a high quality place. Fine. What's the second thing we said? Reduce the cost of material but keep the price the same. How I will decrease the cost of material? By bring cheaper material from cheaper supplier. For example, a building firm could use cheaper wood, bricks, and other material. Now we're gonna talk about this case study. Rakesh owns a small bakery selling bread, cakes, and biscuits. His business is just making enough money to survive. His wife, Nita, had the idea of serving customers tea and coffee at two small tables that could be fitted into the bakery shop. Customer will pay more for each cake and biscuits if we sell them with tea and coffee. So they are bakery, they have a bakery shop, and they just have enough money to survive. They want to increase their profit. So his wife said that let's bring two tables and serve people in this table and give them tea and coffee with the cakes. Okay? So they're gonna to make just like a little cafe. Rakesh bought some second-hand cafe equipment and furniture and tried what Nita had suggested. She was right. Some of his customers not only bought tea and coffee, but they pay higher price for the cakes and biscuits. they bought as they were served them on plate. يعني if you're gonna to give them this cakes and they will take it in a bag كده and go, يعني they will take it like delivery, they will pay less price. But if they're gonna to sit in your cafe, in your small cafe, so they're gonna to pay more because you're gonna to serve them in a plate and a waiter gonna to present this to them, so they may pay more. Rakesh had increased the value added to the flour, sugar, and butter he used to make these cakes and biscuits. Now he increased the added value. Refer to the case study above. If the best-selling cake in his bakery uses 30 cents, the worth of flour, sugar, and butter. If the cost of flour, sugar, and butter was 30 cents, Rakesh sells each one for $1. So the selling price is $1. Calculate the value added. So it will be $1, which is 100 cents, minus 30 cents, which gives me 70 cents. If customers are prepared to pay 1.50 when this cake is served on a plate at a table within the bakery, what's the new value added per cake? Now, the price will be 1.5. And the cost, it's the same. The cost of material is the same, which is 30. So what's my selling price, my added value right now? 1.50 minus 30 cents or $0.3. So it gives me $1.20. Now this is what? This is my new added value, which is increased from 70 to 1.20, which means 50 cents increases. Thus, the opening of small cafe means that Rakesh must have increased his weekly profit. It's a must that his weekly profit will increase. No, it's not a must. He may make profit if the selling price is greater than the cost. If the cost will not increase and prices increases, so he could increase the profit. But what about if the cost increases more than the revenue, which is the money, the price that he sell with? For example, we said here that he increased the price by 1.50. If the cost increases by 1.50, what will happen right now? So there will be no profit. So no, it's not a must. Cost could increase more than revenue. Cost may increase more than revenue. Or it seems likely that profit might increase in this case as the existing building is being used. Now, in this case study that I have, I may think that might make profit because he's gonna to use the same place. So no extra cost or a small extra cost will be added to his original cost. Okay, so now we finished our chapter and I hope that you understand very well. Wait for me for the other chapters, and inshallah I will make another one soon and give it to you. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you enjoyed this period.